Welcome to The Connected Business. My name's Paul Taylor, and this video segment is actually about the connected office and the changing nature of the use of technology by the workforce. With me today is Chris Hill, who is in charge of AT&T's Advanced Mobility Solutions Unit. Chris, tell me about BYOD. It's a set of initials that we hear all the time, but what actually does it mean?
Right, so Paul, that stands for Bring Your Own Device, and what we're seeing is the consumerization of IT, where employees are bringing their own devices, their own personal choices that they want to use in the workplace and expect them to be able to access corporate information.
And what are the challenges there? I mean, if I just walk in with a device off the street, so to speak, presumably a company might have security concerns about it. And I think AT&T has actually been very active in this area. You've developed a specific technology that helps companies manage mobile devices that their employees bring in?
That's correct. So AT&T Toggle is something that we announced back in June, and that's a platform that works on iOS as well as Android, allowing businesses to have a secure workspace on a personal device. So the workspace can be managed by IT, all the policies they'd like to enforce can be set up, and then IT can work with within that workspace so that they can wipe that area if you lose your device, and they don't affect anything on the personal side. And by the same token, the employee is able to do whatever they'd like on the personal side of the device without worrying about the enterprise looking at which applications or websites and whatever else that they might be doing on their personal life.
So it's like dividing one device into two, one for work and one for personal use.
That's exactly it. And that's how we came up with the name. You're toggling back and forth between your work life and your personal life.
Specifically about the enterprise side of that, the enterprise part of the toggle. What sort of things do companies want to be able to do? Do they, for example, want to be able to wipe that part of the device or limit what can be installed?
Correct. So the wiping and the blacklisting and whitelisting of applications, which means basically which applications can you have access to, which ones not, which websites, and really all of the enforcements that you see in your desktop or your laptop today, they want to be able to apply that to a smartphone or a tablet. Right. And tablet's probably the fastest growing area that we're seeing across the board, where employees want to be able to use that instead of a laptop or desktop, and how do you enforce those policies on that tablet form factor? Right,
and of course tablets are being used sort of as an external way in place of laptops as well by companies, and in terms of their mobility strategy, clearly AT&T is involved in that as well.
We're seeing in the tablet space the business process mobilization take off more than any other area, and meaning we're able to take a corporate application or a paper-based process and then mobilize it. A great example of that is with Eaton Corporation. Eaton has 200,000 highly sophisticated products that they use in a catalog or a paper-based catalog. We've taken all of that, working with them, and turned that into a mobile application that their sales teams now can carry around on a tablet, get three-dimensional views of 200,000 products, and you can imagine how happy a sales force is when they can trade in a big book to a nice, sleek
so
tablet.
Literally, they used to carry around a book and go to customers and say, which ones of these do you want to buy? And now they take a tablet.
That's exactly right. And the image that Eaton now is able to portray in sophistication, technology, innovation, that alone is a huge boost to the sales teams when they're out in front of their customers.
Is it only sales forces who are using tablets to mobilize their applications?
No, we're seeing it across the board. So another example would be McGladrys. They're the nation's 5th largest accounting firm, and they've deployed 6,500 tablets across all of their employees to allow them to be able to go out and be more productive in a mobile workspace. And we, for McGladrys, were able to stage those, kit those, and deploy those for them and manage those the deployment.
Yeah, and I mean, as AT&T, I mean, obviously you provide the connectivity, but I mean, you've got a lot further than that. You're actually providing the whole package now, including software development. Is that, am I right about that?
You are. That's a big area over the last 2 years we've been investing in, and we're not just supporting AT&T subscribers, we're supporting cross carriers. So we know when we go out and talk to an enterprise about mobilizing a business process, while we'd love to have them all be AT&T subscribers, that's not usually the case. Right. And so we're now supporting applications across multiple devices, different form factors, and so we have the professional services to be able to design those applications and deploy them now.
And where, I mean, if we consider mobilizing businesses to be a continuum, where are we in that? Have we just started? Are we like 5% of the way along? Is it early days, or do we find that some companies are actually quite a long way down that line?
We are in early days, and of course you've got some front runners that are out there today pushing the envelope. You're seeing it more in the field service area first and foremost, where you have fleet management, where you have a workforce out there that is never in the office. Those are the types of vertical industries we're seeing push the envelope because such big productivity gains. We're seeing in New Jersey there's a HVAC, plumbing and electrical company, gold medal service, that has seen a 33% increase in the number of appointments they're able to get just by able to electronically know where their fleet is and deploy electronic forms and work orders.
That's a very significant productivity gain.
These are game changers, and it is
Right.
a huge competitive differentiation for those companies that mobilize their business first.
And would you say, because our audience is international, is the US ahead in this game?
We are seeing that. One of the big areas is the smartphone penetration we have in the US, as well as tablets, and those form factors lend themselves very well to a more sophisticated application, a better experience, and so I would say that the US has an advantage there.
Right. Thank you very much, Chris, for your time.
Thank you, Paul.